Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in New Vienna. That means it's time for another live stream. Today's Saturday, December 19th. Yep, December 19th, 2020. We're getting very close to Christmas, as you guys can tell. I'm decked out today, and I've got my lights on, a strand of lights, wearing them as a necklace. With a necklace that looks like a strand of lights. We have ones in Chicago, too, but my wife ordered a new one because we didn't bring them with us. And I got some, as Martha put it already in the comments in the chat, I have a nice rack today. So there's that. So how are you guys doing today? Everyone listening in on the podcast, hopefully you guys are having a good run. Thanks for tuning in today. And everyone watching on YouTube, but not live, welcome as well. I've been getting messages from lots of people saying, like, the timing doesn't work out. And I'm really sorry about that. But I'm glad that you guys are still watching and letting me know that you're watching anyway. So welcome, everybody. So we got Martha in here today, breaking the ice with the nice rack comment. And Rain Runner says Rain was hoping that someone would. And we got Philip Barnes says, hi, everyone. Classic 10K a day keeps the doctor away with Laura, the dog, at noon. And Mike, have you tried running with those antlers and your Christmas lights necklace? I don't think I've tried running with this before. And then, cause I've had ones like this. I have other ones that are a little bit lighter. I don't think I've ever run with them before though. I do have a Christmas run planned, and that'll be a fun video. I haven't made it yet, but I do have something planned. It'll be fun. But it doesn't involve lights or these things. Excuse me. Now, there was someone that ran, he was a pacer for the Houston Marathon, I think. And he was pacing the women's OTQ group. And he wanted to he had like just a ridiculous outfit. So that way he's also, I think, really tall. And he wanted to make sure that everyone could always see him. And so he had some sort of like headband, antler, not antlers, but something that he had set up. And then he said it like lasted for like not even a mile. And then it just like the wind kept blowing it and stuff. So I probably won't try running with this, but this could be a good Santa run kind of outfit. This is normally kind of like when we go to see like the zoo lights in Chicago in a normal year, this is kind of like what we look like, except with like, hat and our buffs on and mittens and stuff. But yeah, so I'm feeling festive today. All right. Martha says he's actually wearing the mistletoe. How does that work? Anyone that comes near me, we gotta give a kiss. So my daughter, she's 8, so she's at that age, 8 going on 9, going on, cynical misanthrope like her dad. But she's like, how come there's mistletoe in all these Christmas movies, Dad? Why is there always so much kissing? And I'm like, they're just people like it in the holidays, I guess. I don't know. A Rain Runner asks, did he run 20 miles today? The man of the legend. I did not run 20 miles. I ran 19 today. So I'm a little bit tired. And then, so today I'm wearing calf sleeves because it's the calf sleeves all day kind of day. And I'm tired. I have that, like, I've been swimming all day in a pool kind of feeling in the chest, when you're just like, it's like hard to take a deep breath sometimes. So there's that. And then the other thing that happened is, I've been talking about how I try not to sit down and be too sedentary right away after a long run. Well, today I basically got home, took a shower, and then had to, help the kids out a little bit in the morning. And then they started baking cookies with Grandma. Big bake session going on in the house today. And then pretty much right after that, they were busy baking. So then I wrapped a whole bunch of Christmas gifts. So I sat down for a really long time, and now my back is all sore because I was like sitting on the floor. So it'll be interesting to see how I feel tomorrow about it. But feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good today. Ines is here, says, hi, Kofuzi and everybody. Had to work today. So Pip and I are still hitting the trails in the dark. 4 miles around the golf course to keep us happy. That sounds like fun. Nice. Man, Frank is still on his long run. Cool. Thanks for tuning in. Adam Steve said, ran some nice hard repeats in my non-elite pasture and then got it covered in peanut butter when I got home. Probably going to leave it for good luck. All right, there you go. Oh, man, that's funny. Terrence says, started zone 2 training this month and did a 17-plus miler today. 3 hours and 40 minutes is a lot of time on feet, but good for marathon training, I guess. Yeah, So today, my run was not a zone 2 run. It was one of those, like, dreaded zone 3 runs. I think what SJD would call steezy, so like a moderate, easy pace. Probably closer to like a 50K kind of pace for most of my miles out there. And the main reason was I just didn't want to be out there for a ridiculously long time today because I was worried about the weather and the temperature. But fortunately, the temps were above freezing today. It was like 33 degrees for my run. So I was actually a bit warm on the run today, but I had a really good run. And Terrence, I mean, talk about started zone 2 training. That's quite a start, getting out on the 17 miler for almost 4 hours or 3.5 hours. That's a big run. Right, we got DD saying, "Where are my Kofuzi Project shirts today?" Awesome. I love seeing everyone else wearing theirs, and I just think it looks good. I'm like so flattered. And Martha says, "Isn't the Path Kofuzi shirt supposed to be reissued soon?" It is. I think it was supposed to come out like a couple of days before Christmas, I believe, was when like the goal date. I'll email Florist today and see if I can get an update on that. All right, let's see. I thought I saw down here. Where'd it go? No, I must have missed it. All right, so I was just looking for something. I thought something caught my eye in the comments. Xavi Sola says, "Hi from Barcelona. Welcome. Hi. Good to have you here today." And Runner Dre said, "I ran 5+ miles in the snow. I saw a fox and a baby deer at my run. It was a fun run." That sounds amazing. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a fox in the wild before. I love foxes. What is that? You don't hear a lot of sirens around here. Oh, it's an ambulance going by. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a fox go by. I like foxes though. They're like a weird cat dog mix, and I'm like, oh, I kind of can relate to that, being like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I like the fox. I actually got my niece, my sister. I asked her what I could get for my niece for Christmas, and she's like, she likes these kinds of something dolls. They're from the UK. They're really, very nice, like stuffed animals. I forget what they're called, but I got her one, and I got her a fox one because I feel like I'm relating to the fox lately out here. But today on my run, I saw like a half dozen deer, and I was like, I startled them. I wasn't too close, so it was weird that I startled them. But I could see real far in the open fields, and there was about a half dozen of them. 2 of them stayed put. 2 of them ran for a little bit and then realized I wasn't chasing them or anything, and then stopped. And then the other 2 kept running for a good half mile, maybe a mile, a long way. And I could see they were like several hundred yards away. So it was far, they were far out, but I was like, I wanted to be like, don't worry, I'm a vegetarian. But I wanted to be like, don't worry, I'm not hunting. Because it's still hunting season. I think until Christmas, like the day after Christmas, it's regular gun hunting season around here. And then after that, it's muzzle loader, which we've talked about before in the live stream. And we've established that muzzle loading is exactly what I think it is. It's like I don't know if it's an old timey gun too with a big horn at the end, but it's something where you put in like the shot. I guess you put in the powder and the shot, and then you like ram it in there. I don't know, but yeah. So hopefully those deer. I mean, I guess like we were by a very busy road, so I'm like, the big thing is like the population does need to be culled because it becomes not a hazard, but I mean a hazard, I guess. So that's the main reason why the Iowa Department of Nature and Resources (DNR) maintains the hunting seasons. But yeah, I was like, I hope they make it. I was rooting for them. Gulshan Paul says, "Hi." Jana says, "I'm stylish today." Yeah. When I got home, the baby is like, "Daddy, you need one of these," and she like put one on me. So I was like, "Oh, I guess I gotta wear it today." Chris Dyke's got a brunch scramble in progress. That sounds delicious. And Christian Schobinger, good to see you again, says, "Hi, gang." Awesome. Oh, cool. Peak said, "I took my dad on a quick 3-mile run today." That sounds like fun. I haven't run with my dad in a long time. The last time we ran, we ran in Homedale Park in New Jersey. Although he went for a walk, he didn't want to run. we ran together for like a little bit, and then he was like, I'm gonna walk around for a little while. You keep running. So that was a little while ago, but yeah, so it's been a while. Ansel Makantu says, Kofuzi, ever consider cycling or triathlon? Yeah, I have, and I probably will do one once like races resume, or once I feel comfortable going to races. Even though I'm not much of a swimmer, so I might get like a swimming coach. I think I'll probably do that. But I did hit the bike, not a lot, but some, during some of the shutdowns, and when my knee was bothering me, I did a lot of cycling. So I'm also a terrible cyclist. So I'm not going to be winning anything, or even I don't even know if I'll be mid pack, but we'll see. We'll go out there and we'll get it done. Hopefully, my biggest fear is just getting kicked in the face with swimming. Like if I don't get kicked in the face and if I can finish, I'll consider it a success. Those are like my two goals. One is under my control, one is not. Martha says, it looks like I'm dressed for a Jingle Bell 5K. Oh, that'd be nice to do one of those this year. Raynor says, I miss the Christmas theme races. So many Santas in running shoes. I always think that's so fun. Ben Wise here says, hey, crew. Wow, Ralph said he had 8 degrees on his morning run this morning. Felt great. Oh, well, you must mean Celsius, though. Unless you like 8 degrees Fahrenheit. That sounds pretty rough to me, though. Victor Sar 1983 says, hi from Buenos Aires. Hello. Runner Dre says, I'm festive today. Yeah, I felt like it's the weekend. Yesterday was the last day of like the school semester for my kids. So I felt like I'm going to go for it. There's a lot of Christmas baking going on. My mother-in-law just made a triple batch of like oatmeal cookies with like we buy this mix. My wife buys this mix of dried fruit. It's like a 5 dried fruit mix. And so it's like just I'm like, oh, I told my mother-in-law, you're going to need to make more. He's like, I made a triple batch. I'm like, I still think you're going to need more. I'm going to be eating those before and after like every run. It's so good. It's so good. I'll have to bring some up maybe for the Monday mukbang. Jeff Elliott's here. Awesome. Mappo. Awesome. Matt's in the house. Oh, Bag 37s did not survive the air fryer. I'm sorry to hear that. It's funny. Ben Weiss said the Reebok Run Fast 3 released for anyone interested. I'll have to take a look at that. Peak says, do you have a Christmas tree? We have an artificial tree that we usually put up the week like a week or two before Thanksgiving. But we didn't put it up this year. So, but my in-laws have one. We went and bought a real tree. There's this Christmas tree farm we go to. There's a kind of a bossy, somewhat surly dude named Big Mike that runs the Christmas tree farm. And we've been getting a tree from him or at least my in-laws have. But we normally go like the weekend of Thanksgiving and while we're back here, on a normal year. So we've been going with my in-laws and my sister-in-law and their family. All of us have gone to go together to get a tree for years. And it was nice this year. It's something that you do outside. You can social distance and, still spend time with family. So that was really actually one of the, nicer things that we've been able to do this year. And then we bring the tree back. My father-in-law, he'll drill holes in the bottom, so that way he could get it water. And then he lets me use the leaf blower on it to get all the extra, what are they called, needles out of the tree. And it's like one of the few times I'm allowed to use like a power tool. And so that's fun. And then once we bring the tree inside, my mother-in-law lets my girls help with trimming the tree, and they love that. So, lots of really nice things that were, very, very good to have this year. So I was very thankful for that. All right. Lawrence Carl Tan says, yo, got a Kinvara, Fuel Cell Robot, and Beacon 2 for $30 each other day at Jackrabbit? Talk about an early Christmas. That's nuts. That's nuts. The Kinvara and the Beacon version 2. Beacons almost never go on sale. And when they do, they get snapped up like that. So that is a huge find. I know because my running buddy, he loves the Ghost and he loves the Beacon. And he always tries to find ones on sale, and he can never find either one. So that's great. The Fuel Cell Rebel, also solid pickup. And the Kinvara, nice. I keep seeing YouTube keeps feeding me the Believe in the Run Kinvara 12 video. I don't want to watch it until I can check it out myself. But like that shoe, I really want to run in it. I really want that one. So I'm excited for that. But I did really like Kinvara 11. And $30 each. That's amazing. Someone told me today that they got an was it an SL20? An SL20 for $22. That doesn't even make sense. I don't even understand that. But amazing deals. Jody's here. Awesome. DB76 says be careful because it's hunting season. It's funny. I forgot to wear my my red blinking light behind me today, and I was like, oh, I really should have, because today it's still gloomy out, and it was gloomy this morning, and I started my run at like 6 a.m. So it wasn't bright for like almost half of my run. So I was like, oh, I really should have worn that today. And for some reason, it's sad. I mean, I think the main reason is because I think there's a lot of farm work that gets done on Saturday for people that maybe farming is not their like full-time occupation. So I think there's a lot of like weekend farmers. That doesn't sound right, but like people that have farming as their other job that they also do, but they do a lot of that stuff on Saturday. So like I was like, man, I should have definitely wore more light. Maybe I should wear this. Should have wore more lights on me. It's the Saturday mornings is the busiest day. There was big trucks, lots of regular pickup trucks, just so much traffic today. Jenna says today's run for her was characterized by a lack of motivation, painful thigh, and tons of Christmas lights everywhere. Well, sorry about that. Hopefully the thigh thing isn't persistent. But you know what, though? You got out there and you did it. So, like, you didn't let the lack of motivation get to you. So you were, you had enough motivation to get through it. So that's awesome. That's something that you can take out of that for sure. Yeah. Will Willing hit a long run milestone, 6 miles in 60 minutes. Awesome. Let's get a cowbell for that, Will. Great work. Oh, that seems a little bit loud. Sorry if that's loud. Bert Lagassis here. Hi, everybody. What's going on, Bert? Turhan Ozalpay says, hi from Istanbul. Wow. I don't think we got a lot of Turkish viewers, or at least I'm sure. I haven't looked at the data. The year-end YouTube stats video is coming up soon. That'll be coming out next week, I think. I think we get some Turkish viewers, but I don't think we've had any Turkish people in the live stream. So you might be the first, Turhan. Awesome. Yeah. Martha says she gets that same catch in the chest when you take a deep, deep breath after runs. I guess it's normal. Yeah, I hope it's normal and not some sort of signal of some sort of other ominous condition. But yeah, like spending the day like swimming, like at the beach or like, at a pool, or going out for a long run. I get the same, like, it's like whatever muscles you use to really pull open your chest to get fatigued, and I just feel like that is the part. So that's what I'm feeling today. All right, let's let me scroll down a little bit. Make sure I'm keeping up with you guys. Steve says, hi all, very off topic. Just had a coffee with buffalo milk. Yes, it did taste weird. Interesting. I don't think I've ever had that. Where did you source buffalo milk? That's the question I have. Stevie's saying 6 things we need to activate the lungs. I have sleepy lungs, so I need to activate them. Yeah. Aboud, awesome. Aboud Abujbara says, hi from Jordan. Whoa, cool. You're definitely the first person that's been in the chat from Jordan, so welcome. Oh, awesome. We've got a global group here today. Very cool. Matthew Montijo says, how's your glute activation workouts going? I do the same things. I don't really think I have a workout, and I only do it a couple of times a week these days. I do my like warm-up routine of leg strength exercises that I do think, does kind of like help me kind of get open and like limber, and does, kind of work the glutes. But glute specific work, I'm only doing maybe 3 times a week, where I'm doing the clamshells when you open up your knees and kind of put them down. And then I do kind of like a full, like, not like a kind of like, what are these? The leg lifts, when you're laying down on your side, but I kind of tilt my leg back a little bit as I'm doing it. And then I do the monster walk where you kind of like, you walk a little bit and you have the band to give you some resistance. I do that. And so those are the exercises I do. And I feel like that's like keeping me fresh. I like it. Inna says, have you tried the underwear to solve the chafing? I'm like, yeah, I've been wearing the underwear, and it's really good. I do like the underwear a lot. It makes a difference. It does help with chafing. But I think it's not so much the underwear. It's like certain underwear with certain of my running pants, the ones with the saggy crotches, that are like combining to create the problem. So if I have either one of those two things not there, then I'm fine. But the underwear definitely is a way to resolve the issue for me. It's been good. It's been very good to me. All right. Running with Pete says, hello. Love the lights, Kofuzi. We're set to watch the marathon project here in Chandler, Arizona tomorrow. Plan to run before the race and watch the pros. Thoughts on top 3 for men and women? Oh, I don't have any thoughts for that. But how are you guys watching it? Where do I have to go to watch that? I would like to watch that too. Let's see. Carl Joey Umbla says, what you eating in a week video, man? We want to know your nutrition. I've done it before. So I think it's called What I Eat in a Week. But it's different now because before, I was eating a lot of snacks at work and drinking a lot of coffee at work and then eating lunch at work. So that's, in that sense, it's a little different, but I've done the video before. Do we need an update to it? I don't know if we need an update to it. Maybe we need an update to it. We'll see. But yeah, I've done it before. And Innes says, glad to hear about the underwear. He uses it every run now. The ones that, I have a couple of pair. I have like a couple of pairs of just Hanes, like boxer briefs that are like with like a tech type material. Those are generally okay unless the pants aren't right. And so those are the ones that tend to give me the most problem. I have a pair of, I've done a running underwear video. The underwear treats me really well. The Path Project liners or their running underwear treats me really well too. Under Armour has some good ones. And then I have a couple of random ones that I've picked up here and there that are like kind of no name. They work pretty good too. But I'd say the Path and then the underwear kind of stand out to me. The Under Armour would probably be in third place. Let me adjust this lighting. We're losing light here. Manipo2S says, does Kofuzi recover with kimchi? I wish. I think that'd be good because I feel like it's got a lot of probiotics in there. It'll help with gut health. And I think that, a lot of pickled stuff I think is going to really help with recovery generally. But I don't have a kimchi source out here. So I don't think I've eaten kimchi in 6 months, 7, well, maybe like June. Yeah, 6 months. That's been a long time. Yeah. Ben Y says, as part of the marathon project, it says, looks like Watch Athletics are going to stream it. All right, I'm going to have to go look that up because I'm going to try to find that. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to stream it. I wonder if there'll be like a chat. We should all hang out if there's a chat. What's funny is Martha said, when Mike read Running with Pete, she heard Running with Pizza. And then Sean Marshall said, pizza? Where? It's funny because yesterday my daughter was like, we were all watching TV, kind of like settling in, watching some like movies. There's been a lot of good movies. This time of year, I think there's always like a lot of good movies on at night. Some Christmas movies and some not. We're watching Shrek, the third one. No, Shrek Ever After. Is that the third? Yeah. But we were watching that one. And then like a pizza commercial came on. And then my daughter watches it, the 8-year-old, and she goes to Grandma. She goes, Grandma, I just saw a commercial for pizza, and now I'm really hungry for pizza. And I was like, me too. I felt very connected to her at that moment. So yeah, Scotty B, UPS just stopped by with a new Coros Pace 2. Nice work. That's a good one. That one's been hard to get. Is it still like sold out everywhere? That's a nice one. Very cool. I hope you like that one. CJ Cruz says, appreciate the shout outs to us podcast listeners. Live streams are harder to make now. I almost exclusively listen to Co & Co when running. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Yeah, well, I appreciate the people that are listening. I think it's still a pretty small group, but it doesn't take that much different of an effort. I'm already like recording it and stuff here, so I'm like, that's the least I can do. Make it more kind of easy for people to tune in. So that's kind of like the goal. Bert says, I always wear Under Armour boxers for running. No chafing. All right. I don't think I've ever had Under Armour boxers before. Running with Pete says, the marathon project is 6 miles from his house. Cool. It'd be televised on NBC Sports delay. Oh, at 8 p.m. Oh, really? Oh. That's amazing. That's great. I'll have to see if I can figure it. Maybe I can program my DVR in Chicago to have it, and then I could stream it here. Maybe we'll see that. But I'd like to, because I have a feeling by it's on a Sunday, so like it's gonna be hard for me not to know how it ends. And I think watching marathons isn't. I mean, there's challenges with watching marathons as like a spectator sport on TV, but like if you know the result, I think it's really hard. So I'm gonna try to catch it live. Carl Joey Umba says, do you coach online? I do not. I'm not a coach. I'm not anybody's coach. I'm not certified to be a coach. I've been thinking about taking the courses though, just to learn what there is to learn. You know what I mean? Because I would like to know that and what goes into the certification. Not that I'm planning on coaching. I don't really want to coach anybody. But I would like to have that base of knowledge that coaches have. I think that'd be useful. Jonas Heck says, is the little donkey jacket you're wearing worth it, or should I actually spend more for a Nike or so? I like this. I mean, it's 40. It was like $40. So like, I think that I ran it running the other day when it was pretty cold out. This and like a long sleeve underneath, and that was really nice. Some really thick gloves and a hat. I felt I was feeling really good. It's something that I wouldn't run in every day because it's basically like pretty thick material. It doesn't breathe very well. So it's good they say it's good for running, but I don't think it's not a performance material with like vented areas and stuff in the back. It's great. It has a slimmer fit, so it's suitable for running. The price is right and it's pretty warm. So I like it. For $40. I mean, I could probably pay even more than $40 for it. So I think it's a value, but it depends on like what the temperatures are really like where you are and what kind of like features you're looking for. It's very different than like the craft jackets that I have or like the Gore Wear jackets that I have. It's very different, but for if you want like a nice warm layer, I like this one a lot. Tiba says, hey, coach, just joined after a short run. Awesome. After catching up on yesterday's live stream, I tried kicking back dirt because I've been overcompensating my left hip recently. Worked wonders for me today, in my opinion. Awesome. Cool. That's cool. Yeah. See, like I feel like that helped. I definitely found myself like reminding myself, okay, let's make sure I'm reaching back a little bit and kicking the dirt a little. And that definitely helped me on a longer run today. So I'm glad that worked for you. Oh, Ben Y said, this is a nice flex here. Said lots of kimchi with my ramen today. Delicious. Well, today was a day, like after a long run, I do love to have ramen noodles because it's just very warm and comforting in the belly. But it was such a big bake session. Even though I could get to the stove, I was like, making ramen noodles is going to be a really weird like smell battle with like sugar, butter, and like cinnamon and all those other like smells, like Christmas cookie smell. So I was like, I'm going to let that go. So instead, I just ate a bunch of cookies. That's all I've eaten all day today since my run. I had like a recovery drink and then a lot of cookies. Like I said, tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. Michael Bartlett said 2-in-1 shorts are a game changer for him. Enjoy the ability to have limited friction in long runs. Brief shorts tend to rub wrong after 18 miles. Any thoughts? Patagonia Striker Pro or Lululemon Surge? I have mixed feelings on the 2-in-1. I have a pair that I just recently got. I don't know if it's Roadrunner Sports or a Corsa branded one. That one I like. But sometimes I have another one, the Corsa one that I have. It's like a 3/4 length tight underneath the long shorts, and I'm like, these are just a lot of material. It's a lot of weird, but I do enjoy them. I like lounging around in them, so they're good. They're good. But then sometimes I get confused with them in the 2-in-1 shorts, and I'm like, am I still supposed to wear underwear underneath this, or is this 2-in-1? Is the compression part also underwear? That's like I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do with that. Sometimes it's not clear. I feel like that is something that, and when tights are supposed to be meant only as an underlayer versus like intended to be worn as like you can wear just these. Like I feel like that needs to be very explicitly laid out whenever you're selling a product like that. That's my opinion. Right. M. Janthra Bremer says, hello there. How are you and your family? Are you guys back in Chicago? Glad to catch you online today. Well, glad to see you live here today, too. We're not in Chicago yet. We're still in Iowa. Chicago public schools are still virtual now. There are plans to go back in February, I think, January, February. So, like, we've elected to probably for that third, like, marking period, like that third quarter, to still go remote. So, like, we might do remote from Chicago, or we might do it from here, but we're I don't know. I just don't think that enough people are going to have the vaccine in Chicago for us to feel comfortable going back. So we're still here. We're still here for now. So, well, we'll see. Thanks for stopping in, Em. Good to see you. David Litson says, will you be doing any on Christmas Day? I think like live stream. I'm probably not going to do a live stream on Christmas. So, I probably won't do a live stream for 2 days, like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I anticipate that I'll have a lot of things that I would like to do with my family on Christmas Eve. There's a lot of stuff that happens. Some of it like parental responsibilities type stuff. And then Christmas Day, I just, probably won't on those 2 days. But I'll have videos for each of those days. Hopefully I'll be able to make them ahead of time, but likely I won't. So I'll still probably be doing some work, and I'll be like, I'll be on YouTube and answering comments and stuff like that. But I won't do a live stream those 2 days. That's the tentative plan. Mm-hmm. Andreas says, hi, my guy. What's going on, Andreas? Good to see you. Rainrunner says, I feel like you'll probably stay there till summer, maybe. Maybe not. I don't see us staying there that long. We may go back a little bit sooner than that. I'm not sure. We're still like thinking about it, figuring it out. Lots of things have changed in the last like month, so there's a lot of new information coming out. So we'll see. Andrea says, do you run with music? Yes, I do. Or I run with something pretty much every day. The other day, my Apple Watch died. I run with I listen to music from my Apple Watch. And for whatever reason, it like drained itself of battery overnight. So when I started the run, I had 10% power. So, and I had a hard workout that day. So I was like, ugh, this is going to stink. I was pretty annoyed about it, but it was fine. But I much prefer to have music for workouts and podcasts for just every other run other than that. Fernando says, hi, what's going on? Good to see you again, Fernando. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Martha says, what Tifa mentioned sounds like the horse hoof pawing image I sometimes envision to have more follow through in my gait. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too. I think we're talking about the glute activation still. Nice. I like that. I like that image too. That worked. Yeah, that worked for me. I think that would get me to the same spot. Jana says she has a jacket for 13 euros from Decathlon. I had it for 3 years and just love it. Cheap, simple, effective. It got really cold. Probably wouldn't be enough though. Oh, that's nice. 13 euros. So like Decathlon, I think we've talked about Decathlon on the live stream before. They make their own. They have their own shoes, which some people say that you can get them in the U.S., which I've never looked. But like, can you get any of their other stuff in the U.S.? I feel like they have a very interesting like collection of items, and I'm like, oh, all these brands I've not really heard of before. So I'm always like, every once in a while, I'll like be over there perusing, and I'll be like, oh, interesting stuff. All right, let's scroll down a little bit more. Ryan Cabal says when he runs, instead of like podcast or music, he runs with Goggins' voice in his head. You must be like running like crazy then. You must be running like a madman then. If you've got that in your head. Like on Goggins' book, I was really surprised that like he didn't read it himself. Especially because like they went through like the effort, like he self-published it, or did he self-publish it, or I'm not exactly sure what it was, but he did it in a way where he was retaining a lot more of the ownership rights in terms of, more than just the story. So like, but he did it he did do it in an interesting way where he was at the end on the audiobook version of each chapter, like the person who read it would then have like a, kind of like a recap and with Goggins, and they would talk about like what just happened in the last chapter, and that was interesting too. So it's kind of like getting like the podcast commentary or like director's cut after each chapter. So that was good, but I would have rather just have him read it. I mean, if it was a choice of trading it between like the after chapter banter versus having him read it, I would rather have him read it. I'm a like as like I guess I'm an audiobook enthusiast. As an audiobook enthusiast, I always think that I want the author to read it to me. And I think especially if the author isn't like trained in like oratory, like I want to hear like the nuances in the way they speak when they see the punctuation and the rhythm and the like the cadence of the words. I want to hear what they were intending, So that's kind of like how I feel about it. Yeah, for Chris Texas, the narrator makes or breaks the audiobook, in my opinion. I will definitely agree with that. I just listened to When It All Costs. Have you guys read that one or listened to that one? That book was a fantastic book. Crazy book. But the narrator of it was like they picked the narrator because he could pronounce like a couple of the words in French correctly. And then the rest of it was just like, it was like a robot reading the text the rest of the time. And I was just like, like, I feel like this, I'm like, why? Like the author of that book has been on podcasts and is a native English speaker and can certainly speak well, right? So like, why didn't he just do it himself? It just makes no sense. Makes no sense to me. I don't know. Like maybe is it like, yeah, I don't know. Are they like, well, if we give it to this author to read it, it's going to take 2 months, and that just takes too long. Like I don't understand that. Ennis says, started listening to Running with Sherman today. Very good. That works well with the author reading it. Oh, yeah. That's McDougal, right? Where he's in some sort of like running with a donkey competition. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I listened to him on an interview. It was Lindsey Hines podcast. I'll have another podcast. He was interviewed there. He's like he's a character. He definitely comes through. Like his adventures. Like that's the guy you're getting when you hear him on an interview. I bet it would be, because I read Born to Run, but I actually never finished it. But I read it in like physical book form. So that was a real novelty for me. And then so I haven't listened to him read anything. So I don't know who read his Born to Run book either. Jeff Elliott says Stephen Fry's books on mythology are great in audiobook. It's him reading it, and it's really well done. Ooh, interesting. Michael Bartlett said thanks. Thanks to Martha. Give them a look. Lululemon has a side pocket that I really enjoy. Oh, side pockets. Side pockets are great. I love the side pocket, especially in the 2-in-1s. That's a nice, because then you like kind of pull up the short a little bit, and then it's like a hidden pocket there. But side pockets are my favorite. All my like running tights, if they've got 2 side pockets, that's good for like a phone on one side and gels on the other, or maybe double, going 2 sides gels. I love that. That's something I definitely enjoy. Yeah, Martha's how stupid to pick the reader for a couple of French words. Talk about throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's literally the case, but like he was a very like uninspired. I mean, I thought it was a very uninspired reading of it. Um, and he would say things like, and then so and so was going for the record in the 1,500 meters, and I'm like, you mean the 1,500? Like I just feel like there were some like words that just are different. That I was just like, is this guy I don't think this guy's a runner. So like that's the other thing that I was just like, like all like the distances were like he read them as numbers, not as like races. So that always kind of like that like just stuck out a lot. But like very exuberant in pronouncing foreign words. Like you can pronounce also like the African names very well. So that was like those are certainly very challenging. But it wasn't as jarring as the author for Meb's book. Like his first book, the author for that one, or the narrator for that one was like the toughest one for me to like kind of like, I'm like, why didn't Meb just read this? I don't know. David Lidstone said he's bought his brother the SL20 2.0 for Christmas. Ooh, he loves the OG shoe, so that influenced the decision. I think that'd be that's a great present, especially if you like the first one. Awesome, very cool. Jack Ash 1975 says, I enjoyed Jurek's North, but not so sure I would have enjoyed it as much if someone else was reading it. Yeah. I mean, especially because if it's like a memoir too, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Omega Go says, my left foot overpronates, and it caused my arch sourness and inner side knee pain. So your video clip and found we have a similar situation. Wondering if you had the same issue. People have been asking me that a lot because I've been running a lot in the marathon shoes, like the super squishy ones, and the way the footage looks, like my left foot does come crashing in quite a bit. People are like, oh, your left foot, that's the knee that was bothering you, right? I'm like, no, it was my right foot. My right knee that was bothering me. My left foot feels great. And so like, it's just something that looks really bad, and maybe it is, but it's never given me any problem before. So I don't have any issues with the left side. It's the right side that has been bothering me. So I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, or, I don't know how to like talk about it any further than that. It just, my left foot overpronates. It comes crashing in. I could probably use a little bit more stability or like more firmness in the forefoot of a lot of these shoes on my left side, but it doesn't seem to bother me. So I don't know. Rainrunner says, I need to read more. Seriously, it's been so much screen time lately. Maybe try an audiobook for these runs. I really like it. But like sometimes though, like I would say if you haven't listened to audiobooks for running, I would say pick one that you're gonna enjoy, but that is also like under 8 hours, or maybe like in that range. Some of them are like 20 hours long, and that's a lot. That's just a lot of like, I mean, that's a long book to read, but it's just a lot to like listen to the same like narrator for a long time. Said the guy who's been doing a live stream every day and talking to you guys every day. But yeah, it's just like a lot to have like the same voice. And so those get kind of tedious for me sometimes when they're really long. So if you're new to like the I guess like the medium, pick a shorter one and then see if you like it. But like as far as reading more, like I read like in 2020, I read zero paper, or I guess even did like ebooks, but I read on audiobook a lot, like 20 or 30. So it's, I'm not saying that I mean, I feel like it's enriched me, but it's not like I've been like reading textbooks. I've been reading things that I think are fun, but I really enjoy it a lot. I would love to get like an Audible sponsorship. That's what I need. I could use that because I would have no problem recommending that. I mean, I do. I've made a couple of videos about Audible already. Martha says, McDougal came to her town to speak about everything behind running with Sherman. He's hilarious in person. That's cool. That's cool. And it says it's his donkey. And Sherman is the donkey. Yeah. We saved that animal from a horrible former life. That's what I heard in the interview that I listened to. I have that on my wish list for in Audible, so I might have to pick that one up. Ron Frankfurt says, love what you got on your head. Yep. I wasn't sure how these lights were going to show up, because sometimes lights like get really weird on a camera, but I feel like they're working. And then this, it's actually stayed on the entire time, which is not what I was expecting. I thought I was going to lose it about halfway through. All right. Chris asks, when running with the phone, would you prefer side pockets or a flip belt? I would prefer a side, like a hip stretchy pocket, like on tights. I would like that. If it's like shorts, a side pocket, I don't really like that because the phone is just too heavy. It swings around all the time. So I don't like that. I'd rather have a back pocket or a flip belt. That's where I would like to have that. But if it's like in tights, like either the half tights or full tights, there's like those kinds of stretchy pockets. They really keep the phone in securely. So I do like that one. I like that quite a bit. And I think if the only thing I really needed the flip belt for was the phone, then I'd rather put it in a side pocket. But usually if I'm like, well, I got the flip belt, might as well put a gel or two in there too. So I do that. Shannon's here. Good to see you, Shannon. She says, hi, Cole. Love the festive getup. I thought I'd go for it today. David Lisson asks, hey, Cole, do you respond to DMs? Sometimes I'm better at it than others. On Instagram, I've pretty much been I've been getting a lot and it's been very overwhelming for me. So I've been avoiding it, which is not a very responsible thing for me to do. So I've been very bad at that, but yeah. So sometimes I'm really good at it. Sometimes it just feels like just very overwhelming. So sometimes I don't do so good a job of it. I'm also really bad at responding to emails because I get a lot of spam, just like outright spam. And also I get a lot of requests to review products that I'm just like, I don't want any of this stuff. So that's another, when it gets too much, I'm just like, I can't look at these. So that happens sometimes. So I apologize for that. This is probably the best way to get my attention is in these live streams. Yeah. Danny J says, hey everyone, topic, audiobook narration. Got to have the author do it. Yeah. That's the main reason I listened to Matthew McConaughey's book. Turns out it's also great content. Was it good? I listened to him on the interview with Rich Roll. And I was really, it made me, that interview, I thought it was a good interview, but it somehow made me feel less inclined. It made me want to less likely to read his book. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like McConaughey is just like a Southern, what's his name? Brand? The British guy? Russell Brand. I just feel like they're the same person sometimes. One talks just extremely fast with an English accent, and one talks really slow with a Southern accent, or I guess a Texan. Is that where you're from? So I go back and forth on liking both of them. Sometimes I'm just really intrigued by them, and I'm like, oh, these guys are great. Sometimes I'm like, that's too much McConaughey for me. I don't know. Was it? Yeah. So I'm eager to hear what you think, Danny. JB9 says, love you, brother. Thank you. Adam Steve says, there are studies that show people can't predict running injuries from watching your gait. Is that really? Oh, that's amazing. I'll have to go check that out. Because for years, people have been telling me oh, you can't keep running like that. You're going to get hurt. And then for years, I was like, no, I'm not. And then my knee went out and I was like, oh, and it didn't go out, but I had the knee thing. And I was like, oh, maybe they're right. But people have been mostly saying that it's my left knee that's going to be a problem. And then my left knee, knock on wood, touch wood, has not been a problem since that 2010 Baltimore marathon that I ran. Speaking of Baltimore, did you guys see Thomas had a pair of the Kraft carbon shoe, the Zebra Flash, and they sent him a size 9, which he couldn't wear, so he cut up the front so he could fit his toes in there. Oh, bizarre. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. But I missed all his live streaming of it, but I saw the live stream post afterwards, and I was just like, what is he doing? Yeah. Runner Dre says, as far as audiobooks, he likes to test them out when I'm driving to school. If I like the story, then I save it for runs. Oh, cool. I think you're talking about audiobooks. But yeah, that's nice. It's a good way to do it. And CV76 says, when it comes to picking an audiobook, he says pick one with lots of pictures. Funny. EF Corman says, audiobooks are like class. A good teacher makes the worst rubbish sound interesting. Yeah, could be. Albert Long says, sometimes I just carry the phone in my hands when I run. When I had the, it was a couple of phones, I guess several phones ago at this point. I had the Moto G4. That one I would just hold in my hand. I was also listening to music with corded earbuds too at the time. So that's probably another reason why. And I would kind of like hold the phone and like bunch up a little bit of the extra cord like in my hand and run with it that way. So I used to do that. So I've been there as well. Martha says, that craft shoe is definitely wild. I backed up your hints about them getting a pair of size 9. Yeah, I know, right? They said he got 2 size 9s. What size? I don't think Robbie's a size 9. And then, yeah, I don't know. We could have done it would have been a fun collab. I'm just saying. Jeff said he had a follow-up about the craft shoe. He liked it even running in a shoe that was way too small. Yeah, I saw the two. He had 2 like little live streams, or not little, but very relatively short live streams about it. So I didn't get his ultimate like verdict. But what was interesting though is that he was saying that, or someone else was saying in some of the comments of that shoe that it was meant to be more of, or was Thomas saying? I think maybe Thomas was talking to someone in the chat, saying that it was designed to be more of an all-terrain carbon-plated shoe. So that's very interesting because there was so much rubber on that outsole and it was a little bit on the heavy side. So that was an interesting idea as well. So I'm like, oh, I do like those kind of crossover shoes. So man, that might be one that I'd be really enjoying. Danny says, as far as McConaughey says, I could see how you get that likeness. Both are unapologetically themselves and have this air of kiddish wisdom. The book is extremely entertaining, though. All right, maybe I'll pick that one up. The main thing that like made that solidified like the Russell Brand and the Matthew McConaughey connection is that like Matthew McConaughey was saying like he went to like, he didn't say desert, but he basically like, went to the desert for 40 days to write this book. And I was like, that's a Russell Brand move. I mean, it's also a Jesus move, but in 2020, it's like a Russell Brand move. So I was like, that, I mean, do they have the same spiritual guides? I wonder if they have some overlap of their circles. Like, what would a conversation be like if Russell Brand, because he has a podcast now, right? Or it's like something that he's doing on YouTube. If he interviewed Matthew McConaughey, like I think the two of them would just get frustrated because each other's cadence is just so different. I think that would be, I don't know. That would be either phenomenally good or impossible to listen to. Whoa, David Litzone. We got to get the bell out for this. He said he just hit 100 subs. Excited. Good work, David. Good job. That was fast. It feels like it was fast to me. I don't know. Oh, Martha says, did you see they responded and we'll send me the uncut size 9? I'm gonna have to. Oh, I gotta get in touch with them. We'll see. Yeah. We'll do it. Oh, thanks, Martha. I didn't know that. I'll have to go back and look. All right. I think that's a good place to end it on right there, because now I got some emails I got to send, even though I've been avoiding my email a little bit, but I got to send some emails, reach out to those guys, see what we can do together. And, yeah, it's almost 4:00. So it's been a lot of fun today. Thanks everyone for putting up with this getup that I'm wearing, the antlers and the lights. But I had fun with it, and it was great talking to you guys. Tomorrow is going to be the video about my favorite carbon racers. You guys already know which one I like in terms of the Adios Pro versus the Alpha Fly, because I made that video this week. But there's 3 other spots plus a bonus in there, and I finished making like the intro sequence to it. It's unnecessarily epic and way too long, but I think it's a lot of fun. So I think it's going to be a good video tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be done by tomorrow. It's a lot of work. This one is a lot of work. But I think it'll be entertaining. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll do another live stream right here, 3 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody.